Good day, everyone, future nurses. Now let's proceed to our new discussions regarding community assessment. So our objectives for these discussions, we need to discuss the major dimensions of a community, identify the sources of informations about community's health. We also tackled and described the process of conducting a community assessment, how to formulate a community and aggregate the diagnosis. And lastly, we need to identify the uses for epidemiological data at each step of the nursing process. So let's start. When we say aggregate, that means a group of people in the community who share same characteristic. So for example, the senior citizens with the same ethnic background or those belonging to the same religious group. So they are the group because they have something in common. And when we say community of solutions, this is when people come together because they have the common problem or concerns that they want to solve. For example, a community organizing to fight dengue outbreaks, to address the flooding, or to improve mental health services. So in short, when we say aggregates, that is people grouped by similar traits, and community solutions, that is people united by solving the same problem. Okay, in the location of space and time, communities exist in a specific place and during a specific period. So a community's physical location is often defined by boundaries. So like a city, barangay, or a district. So over time, these communities can change in size, structures, and needs. For example, census tracts are used to subdivide the larger communities for population counting and planning. And when we say community or geographic community, this refers to the people living in the same area. It may have official boundaries, so like the provinces or the cities, or less formal areas without official borders, so like the neighborhood or coastal village. And in the social system, that is a community is not just about the location. It also about the relationship among the people, which is the aggregates. So this group interacts and work together to fulfill the important community's functions such as the health, educations, economy, and social support. So to simplify mga anak, location, that is where and when a community exists. And when we say geographic community, that is people living in the same place, that is with or without the official borders. And social system, how groups within the community connect and work together to meet the needs. Okay? Okay, these are the assessment parameters. In the assessment parameters, we have the physical environment. So that is refers to the natural built surroundings. So like the air, water, housing, roads, waste disposal, pollutions, and cleanliness. So example, is the community clean and safe to live in? Ganon. Number two, we have your education. So educations look at the schools, literacy rates, about availability of teachers and opportunities for learning. Example, do children have access to the quality educations? Next one, we have the safety and transportations. That is includes crime rates, disaster preparedness, road safety, and availability of public transportation. So example here, it is safe to walk at night. Are there enough buses or jeepneys? And then we have your politics and government. So that is refers to the leadership, governance, policies, and community participations in decision making. So example, does the barangay respond to the people's need? And then we have your health and social services. So that is availability and quality of hospitals, clinics, and social welfare programs and health campaigns. So example, can people easily get medical care? And then we have your communications, access to media, internet, cell phones, and how information is shared within the community. So example, do our residents receive updates about the health programs? And then we have your economics, employments, income levels, industries, and overall financial stabilities of families. Example, do most people have jobs and earn enough to support their needs. And then we have your recreations, that is opportunities for leisure and socializations, such as parks, sports facilities, and cultural events. So example here are these safe spaces for children to play. So these parameters help the nurses and health worker understand the strength and needs of a community, so they can plan better health programs. Okay. So in healthy community, that is the ability to community to respond and adapt to changing situations is a sign that is functioning well. So the healthy cities and healthy places models encourage communities to make positive change that promotes health. So these models emphasize that people, together with the public and private sectors, must work hand in hand to bring about the improvements. So it is also important to understand that every community has its own unique perspective on what health and being healthy means based on its cultures, needs, and experiences. In assessing the community sources of data, we call the windshield survey. That is a method used by the community health nurses to observe and gather informations about the community. So it is called that because you can do it by driving through the community and looking through the windshield of a car, or even by walking around. So the goal is to get understanding of community's environmental layout, its physical appearance, and how things are arranged. So during the survey, you use your sight, hearing, and even smell to notice what is happening. So you look for the geographic features like the rivers, mountains, or roads. Ano pa, pwede rin po nating tignan the locations of the agencies like the clinics, schools, or government offices, and check what of kind of services, businesses, and industries are present. So these help identify possible problems in the environment and understand how the people live in that community. Okay, in the census data, the U.S. Census is done every 10 years by the U.S. Census Bureau. It collects information about all American families, such age, income, housing, and population size. For community health nurses, census data is very useful because it helps them understand the populations, see how the community has changed over time, and identify the health or social needs in the area. For example naman, here in the Philippines, kung naririnig nyo yung PSA or the Philippine Statistic Authority, who are the responsible in doing the census or the populations in our area. We have your vital statistics. These are the official records or important life events in a population. So this includes your births, deaths, marriage, divorces, and adoptions. They are reported local and state agencies like your civil registries or health departments. So the data are compiled every year and help public health professionals track the population growth, health problems, and social trends. So for example, a sudden increase in death rates from a certain disease may alert the health officials to investigate, and tracking the birth rates help in planning for school, immunizations, and maternal health services. These are the other sources of health data. We have your NCHS, or yung tinatawag po natin the National Center for Health Statistics, along with your local, regional, and state government reports and other locally collected data that is provide informations about the health and characteristic of our community. So by analyzing the demographic informations such as your age, gender, income, educations, and family size, we can describe what the population looks like and understand its needs. So this help public health nurses and planners to identify the health problems, solve the priorities, and design programs that truly fits the community. So in short mga anak, the demographic data that is a picture of the community and its people. Okay, kaya nga makikita nyo palagi if you are watching a televisions, di ba, there are a lot of agencies having a survey or census so that tinitignan natin kung ano yung mga health priorities or health problems na kailangan per municipalities, or per geographic area. Okay, these are the community assessment parameters. In the geography, where the community is located. So, like the mountains, coastal, urban, rural, and how it affects the daily life. And then we have your population. So, how many people live there, their age group, gender, and other important details. In the environment naman mga anak, that is the physical surroundings like air, water, housing, and cleanliness. In the industry, the kinds of jobs or businesses in the area. So like the farming, factories, offices, ganon. In educations, that is availability and quality of schools, colleges, and training centers. In recreations, places and activities for fun and relaxations like parks, gyms, or sports. In the religion, ito naman, pinag-usapan yung churches, mosque, temples, or other faith groups that includes in the community values. And then in your communications, how people share information sa newspaper ba, radio ba, internet, or social media. And then we have your transportations, how people move around, roads, business, buses, trains, jeepneys, tricycles. And then we have your political organizations. So, local government leaders and how decisions are made for the community. And then we have your community development or planning. So, efforts to improve housing, sanitations, health or infrastructures. And then we have your disaster programs, preparedness for floods, typhoons, earthquakes, or other emergencies. And then we have your health statistic, numbers about births, deaths, diseases, and other health indicators. And then we have your social problems, that is issues like poverty, unemployment, drug use, or crime that affect people's life. And then we have your health professionals. In health professionals, that is availability of doctors, nurses, midwives, and other healthcare workers. And then we have your community services, that is programs or facilities that support people's needs like health centers, social welfare offices, or senior citizen programs. So these parameters help our nurses and planners understand what a community has, what it lacks, and what can be improved. Okay, in the needs assessment, ways to understand the community's perspective. So we have your interview key foreman, talking the important people in the community like your barangay captains, teachers, health workers, or elders to know their views. And after that, we have your community forum, meeting where community members gather and share their concerns and ideas. So nagkakaroon po tayo ng focus group discussions or small group discussions that is 8 to 12 people about specific issues like health or safety. And then, papasok yung survey, asking many people the same set of questions to gather the opinions and needs. So in short, needs assessment help nurses and leaders know what the community really needs and how to respond effectively. And then these are the 12 need assessment, di ba? Number one, identify the purpose. Why you are doing the assessment. Example, improve the health services ba? And then, next one, we have your form of planning team. So, gather people who will help. So, pwede yung nurses, teachers, leaders, or volunteers. And after that, we need to define the community. So, decide which group or area you are studying. Example, one barangay. So after that, we need to identify the needs and issues. So list the problems of concerns of the community. And then, choose tayo ng appropriate assessment method. So we need to decide how to collect the data. By survey ba, by interview ba, and by forum. So after that, magko-collect na tayo ng data, which is gathering the information from the different sources. After gathering the data, we need to what? Analyze the data. So study the result and see what the main problem are. And then we need also to set priorities. In setting the priorities, choose which needs are most important to address first. And after that, we need to identify the available resources. So look for people, funds, or facilities that can help. And then after that, we need to develop an action plan. In developing an action plan, that is plan that is step to solve or lessen the problem. And we need to implement the plan. In implementations, carry out the activities with community participations. And lastly, we need to evaluate and follow up. So check if the actions work and what still needs improvement. And then, next step there is synthesizing the data. So, dyan papasok na yung community diagnosis. So, after gathering and analyzing the assessment informations, the nurse organize it into actual and potential problems. So, these problems are written as community diagnosis, which has 4 main components. We have number 1, identifications of health problem or risk. So dito, tinatanong natin what is the main issue. So for example, high risk of dengue fever ba? Another one, in component, we have your affected aggregate or community. So dyan papasok yung who is affected. So example, residents of barangay San Jose. And then third one, we have your etiological or causal statement, what causes or attributes or contributes to the problem. Example, related to the stagnant water and poor waste disposal. And lastly, we have the evidence to support the diagnosis. So what data shows this is true? So as evidenced by 50 reported dengue cases in the last 3 months. So paano natin i-state yan? Sample community diagnosis. Risk of dengue fever among residents of Barangay San Jose related to stagnant water and poor waste disposal as evidenced by 50 reported cases in the last 3 months. So, ganyan po tayo mag-create ng community diagnosis. That's why, in community health nursing, magkakaroon po tayo ng survey. At dyan sa survey, makikita natin what are the health problems in the community. At yan yung gagawin natin by the end of our community, gagawa po kayo ng community diagnosis to address what health problem na related or nakita nyo during your survey. Okay, so these are the format of community diagnosis. Yung format natin, kunwari, di ba, increased risk, that is for disease, disability, diseases, or health problem. Yung among mga anak, that is a specific community or populations. Yung related, that is etiological or causal factors. And yung as demonstrated, that is health indicator or supporting data. Di ba? For example, kanina yung risk, di ba? Risk diagnosis tayo, example, di ba? Increased risk of tuberculosis among residents of Barangay Mabini related to overcrowded living conditions and low immunization coverage as demonstrated in the rise of TB cases from 25 to 60 in 1 year. So that is risk diagnosis. Pag sinabi naman nating actual diagnosis, mga anak, that is increased risk of malnutrition among children under 5 in Barangay San Isidro related to low household incomes and poor access to nutritious food as demonstrated in the prevalence of underweight children, 30% in the community survey. So that is actual diagnosis. Pag sinabi naman natin wellness diagnosis na, that is positive focus. So potential for enhanced maternal health practices among pregnant women in Barangay Santa Cruz related to achieve participations in prenatal health classes as demonstrated in the 80% attendance rate during the monthly session. So, yun naman po yung mga klase or 3 types of our community diagnosis. That is diagnosis, actual diagnosis, and wellness diagnosis. So,